everyone to our Sunday edition of Open Topic Talk, and I will bring the one and only, my illustrious co-host for the Sunday edition, and good friend, close friend, the Commodore Jeff Zambello. There he is. Okay, let me pipe you aboard, and then I'll give you an update what's going on here on the Yes channel. Arr! All right, Commodore Jeff Zambello is with me. Let me see. Detroit, yeah, they're in defense. Detroit is at bat.
Oh, good.
Evidently, they're still playing.
That's good. Give the fans their money's worth.
Well, it's probably just trickle dickle. You know, it's probably just like drizzle. That's the
Tricky
word.
Dick.
Tricky Dick. It's probably drizzling.
Like Nixon, Tricky Dick, Tricky Dicky.
Hey, what Nixon did was dropping a bucket of what goes on today.
I know. Oh,
I mean nothing. You know, what is that? Haldeman, Ehrlichman, and
yeah.
Oh, gee, there's not too many fans in this.
Jeepers creepers.
I see a lot of empty seats. Holy moly! Yeah, I see a lot of empty seats. Holy shit! Oh,
They're
tons.
still playing.
Yeah, tons of empty seats.
Good.
I hope Jared Cole comes back from rehab.
Yeah, Garrett Cole. Yeah.
Garrett Cole. He's their ace pitcher.
Yeah, Meredith Marakovitz was interviewing him the other day.
How's he doing?
He was smiling. He wasn't giving her definite answers, but he was smiling. And because it says every day his rehabilitation is getting better and better and better. So she's like getting all excited. So when are you gonna come back to the mound? I'm not gonna tell you yet, Meredith. I'm not gonna tell you yet. He gave her a little tease.
A little tease, yeah. She's a tease.
He gave her a little tease.
You look like you're diddling a clit. What was I going to say? So Jason Dominguez is ready to play some rehabilitation games.
Good.
He's improving. He's throwing and he's batting right now. But they want to.
He'll be the best hitter. He'll be just like Juan Soto.
Yeah, I mean they don't want to bring him back too soon because they don't want him to get injured.
He's the future.
He is the future. He's a young guy. He's got a tremendous potential. Jason Dominguez, and against the a great team like the Houston Astros, he hit those home runs, and that says a lot for a guy from AAA farm.
4 home runs in 6 games.
So they want to protect that commodity. They want to.
That's an investment.
Yeah, they also another investment, but he's in double. He's in Double-A now. Is Spencer Jones, the 6'6" big guy. They call him the left-handed Aaron Judge, even though Aaron Judge is in a terrible slump right now.
Yeah, but he hit a home run today, and he hit a home run. No, he's getting better. He made some hits yesterday. Did you see yesterday's game?
No,
he's getting better.
Yeah, he's
and Rizzo's getting real good.
Yeah, I hear Rizzo's getting good. Oswaldo Cabrera hit a bit of a slump. After doing fantastic. Volpe's having a little bit of
a slump. Yeah, he went from the mid 300s average down to like 268 last night.
But Volpe defensively is a great shortstop.
One of the best.
Yeah, and they should really get rid of those old geezers like DJ LeMahieu.
Get rid of him. Make him into horse glue.
he's ready for the glue factory. They got plenty of it. There's a guy named Jared Bregman, I think. That's
Oh, on the
hitting.
Houston Astros?
No, wait a minute. No, I got the name wrong. Oh, excuse me. Let me see. It's oh shit. No, it's hold on. Let me send this to my sister. My sister started Weight Watchers, and you got to count points. You got to count points. All the food is based on points. It works, but they tell you to eat shit. They say it's okay to eat high sugar crap as long as you keep track of the points. But
Yeah.
that's not good advice.
Not really. No.
No, for overweight people trying to, it's one thing to lose weight, but you also have to maintain good health.
That's the thing.
You can't just, say, oh, my goal is to lose 30 pounds, and then something else happens. Your blood sugar goes up, or I mean, let me see.
I know.
Let me just send my sister this website link to this Mexican place I used to go to when I lived in.
A cucaracha, a cucaracha.
Oh, that's right.
La, 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 la.
Hey, I wanna
Happy Santo de Mayo
to all people of Mexican heritage and gringos that love Mexican food and Mexican mariachi music and the culture. Cinco de
Do
Mayo.
you have any mariachi music to share with us on the show?
Yeah, sure. I think I'll do.
La, 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 la.
Guadalajara. Guadalajara. Oh, my good buddy, brother from another mother like no other. Sid is here. Sid Dragon.
Yay, Sid the Kid.
Sid the Kid. My bro just got back from Thailand, and he had sex with 3 women at once for $100.
Wow.
$100. Isn't that a little steep for
Very nice.
for Thailand?
Yeah, but even they have post-COVID inflation over there too.
Unbelievable. Was he in Did he go to Bangkok?
Yeah, bang my cock.
Bang my cock. Okay, hold on. Knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want me. Twice on the pipe if the answer is no. Oh my darling. Meet me in the. I forgot the right. Meet me in the hallway. I don't know.
Oh, my sweetness.
Beep, beep, beep. So Bangkok, Thailand, and there's a lot of lady boys in Bangkok, Thailand. So they got that transgender gender reassignment, whatever the hell you want to call it now.
Gender reassignment. Reassign what?
They have that.
Reassign what?
They have that science down pat. Now, this is the problem I have now. Every time I fill out an application of any kind, they're always asking me, what pronouns do you want to use? Are you male? You're female? You're transgender? You're this. What? And then they ask me, what sex were you assigned to at birth? What the
Oh, for crying out
fuck does that mean? What was I assigned to? I was born with a pair of balls and a schlong, so that means I'm a male.
loud. Yeah,
What gender am I assigned to? Get the fuck out of here.
I know. Don't insult my intelligence.
Yeah, it's all this politically
And
correct,
don't try to change my political opinions.
politically correct bullshit where
Their power. Their power.
I have to use the right pronouns of what I want to be. What am I classified as a human? You know, I mean, give me a break. Let me see this guy. But they have a fantastic farm system. The Yankees. They have some real future superstars.
I know.
I mean, and I'm not putting it. You know, I'm putting it mildly. They really have some fantastic.
Yeah, great farm system.
Yeah. Ooh, this is interesting. I might play this after you leave. It has to do with banning decaffeinated coffee. They may ban it. Well, it depends on how they decaffeinate the coffee. If they're using chemicals to decaffeinate the coffee, that's not good. That is not good at all.
Who wants to ban it? Who?
Well,
Who's paying for that research?
decaf. Well, decaf coffee is really not good for you. Let me see. Where is
It
it?
isn't.
You know, I look. Mother Nature put caffeine in coffee by design,
And for a reason.
and for a reason. Don't play with Mother Nature. Don't alter Mother Nature.
Yeah.
Leave coffee the way it is. You know, if you got a problem with caffeine, just don't drink coffee.
Caffeine's good for the sphincter.
Yeah, but did you know that good quality organic coffee is high in antioxidants? It's actually good for you.
Coffee makes you live longer.
Oh yeah, and so does matcha green tea. Let's see. Oh, they're using something called, I knew it, methylene chloride to decaffeinate the coffee. Oh, now I understand.
Oh, for crying out loud. What the fuck?
Methylene chloride. Uh-huh.
You might as well just go to the local Texaco station instead taking a gas pump and drinking gasoline, for God's sakes.
So they're throwing the baby out with the bathwater is what they're doing here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're solving one problem and you're adding a bigger one. Well, apparently, it looks like. Let's
Knock 3 times on the ceiling if you want.
Twice on my pipe. Twice on my pipe. My pipe or the pipe? I think it was Tony Orlando's pipe that he's talking about.
That's okay.
Now, I just want.
Yeah. Oh, now it's delayed.
What do you
The
say?
game's delayed.
Does your guest like strippers? Well, I brought him to Platinum Dolls to meet my friend Jimmy Ligori, and my friend really seemed to like the Gentlemen's Club.
It's a very good gentleman's club.
Yeah, they had it was very plush with nice sofas.
But I like the other one better.
Satin.
Bada boom, bada bing.
Oh, the Bada Bing.
I love that one.
Satin Dolls. Yeah, they were. Platinum Dolls. You could relax more. You know, I mean, Jimmy's still there.
Yeah,
You know,
you can, because the other place is too aggressive. All those strippers keep coming up to you and asking you for money.
yeah,
Bada bing.
that's true. Um,
But the girls in there are hot. Mamma mia.
yeah, yeah,
Woo!
yeah. They are. They are
And they're full
actually.
figured,
Actually, they're
not skin and bones.
they're definitely better looking than the ones at Platinum Dolls in Passaic, New Jersey. So this guy, tell me about your friend that went to Thailand, Sid. He had 3 Thai girls. He's had sex with 3 of them. What do they call that?
Menage a trois.
Menage a twat. Menage a twat. And for $100. So
In
that
Bangkok.
in Bangkok, Thailand.
I call it bang crotch
Bangkok.
or itchy crotch.
Itchy crotch. Oh, now they're showing some videos of Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig in action. Yogi
Yeah.
Berra, Mickey Mantle. They show a lot of nostalgic stuff on the Yes Channel too.
Yeah.
And they have,
Meredith Morakovitz would go out there in a t-shirt, a wet t-shirt in the rain.
and there's
During the delay.
a talk show with many famous special guest stars with Michael Kay. A guy named Michael Kay does his talk show, and
Yeah, Michael Kay. Yeah, he's the co-host with who's the guy? Paul O'Neill.
yeah, they do. They have sports talk.
Yeah,
The Yankees, but Michael Kay
is very good.
he has his talk show where he has all kinds of famous people on there.
Cool.
You know, and they, I mean, from actors to famous athletes to comedians, he gets them all. You know, it's actually a pretty good show.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah,
James, who's this right? Pretty good show.
you know, I heard that
Pretty good show.
heard Ed Sullivan was a real pain in the ass. He bucked heads with. Well, he bucked heads with Elvis Presley because he didn't like Elvis shaking his pelvis, and you know, and he didn't like it. It was too suggestive. He was very anal, very well, prudish.
Keep it clean. Keep it clean, everybody. Keep it clean.
Keep it clean. It's a family show. G-rated. It's a family show. Yeah, he was puritanical and prudish, and he was a zealot, and you know, he didn't even like Jim Morrison of the Doors saying,
yeah, the Doors.
When he sang,
"Come on, baby, like my fire."
He didn't like that. He didn't like when he said "get higher," because you know he felt he had to do with promote like beautiful balloons. Now, was it balloons as in regards?
Marilyn McCoo is one of the best singers I have ever heard. When she sang with the Fifth Dimension.
One less bell to answer. One less egg to fry. I need 4 eggs, Marilyn. 4 eggs. I don't eat 1 egg. Yeah. So anyway, oh, what happened? They got rain. They officially got rained out. What's going on? Oh no, I don't know. I got it on here, so I'll keep you abreast of things to come.
Keep me Meredith Morakovitz's.
Yeah, Morocco. Could you imagine Morakovitz's riding some guy with
What's those things you go cha cha cha? The little things with the beans in them.
maracas.
Maracas. Meredith Maraca. No, Meredith's maracas.
No, she could do. She could attach.
I just like to see a shake.
She could attach
Woo!
a pair of maracas.
Back and forth.
She can attach a pair of maracas to block her in front of her nipples, and she could shake her breasts and shake them.
Mamma mia, she got a pair.
Big maracas for Cinco de Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we are live streaming on YouTube and Twitter, which is now called X, which will probably. Oh, they're still playing. Oh, the Yankees. Looks like they got the
Well,
base.
back to plan.
Looks like they got the bases loaded somewhere.
I see delayed on mine.
Oh no, they're showing clips of the early part of the game. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Oswaldo was on base. He did good. Who's that guy? Cortez is pitching.
Nasty Nestor.
Nestor.
Yeah, but Meredith Maracas calls him Nasty Nestor.
What I want to know is how on earth do people that are interviewed by Meredith, how on earth do they keep from staring at her breast?
I know.
I mean, the only way you can do it is to look at her forehead. Like, in other words, like you can't make eye contact because then your head will droop down.
Well, that's why she dyes her hair platinum blonde, so they can just keep their eyes on the blonde hair.
Yeah, in order to prevent staring at a woman with perfect ideal breasts, is you can't. You gotta look at their forehead, because as soon as you make eye contact, you're like,
yeah,
like that.
Yeah,
you can't help it. If you're a man, if you're a real man,
especially if you're a professional athlete, an alpha male,
you're gonna notice the breast. I mean, and she's a big girl. She seems like she's tall, like a Viking warrior or something. Let's see. Sid says something here. Would you go to visit the chain smoking guy that has black lungs from Michigan when he's dying in a hospital bed? Well, he don't talk to me. I'm not gonna go visit. I'm not gonna go all the way to Michigan to a guy who's mad at me like a big baby for a stupid reason. He has no sense of humor. So why should I go to Michigan? I mean, I feel bad for him, if he's got emphysema or, God forbid, lung cancer. But I know he's got something, because he can only talk one sentence at a time before he goes into a hacking cough. And this is a chain smoking guy who's very obese and eats nothing but garbage. Talking about abusing your health, right?
Yeah.
And your body is like a temple. You should really take care of your body, and it's only as good as the raw material you put into it.
Yeah.
If you put toxic food in your body, then you're going to need detoxification.
Yeah.
And it's better to eat healthy and not be full of toxins. Fiber is extremely important. Foods rich in antioxidants are very important.
Yeah.
And keeping toxins out of your body is how you keep your immune system strong. There are many supplements, nutrients that are good for the immune system. Zinc, magnesium, vitamin D3, vitamin A, vitamin C. What do you call that? The antioxidant that I'm taking and the commoner is taking now, astaxanthin, is a great immune system stimulator. People that are very ill, they recommend the medicinal Asian mushrooms, like maitake mushrooms and reishi, lion's mane, cordyceps.
Yeah, I have lion's mane at home.
Oh, lion's mane! You know what?
Every day.
That's a brain rejuvenator. Lion's mane. It actually grows brain cells. It actually. Oh, there you go. Astaxanthin. I take 24 milligrams a day. But it's fat soluble. So, being that I take coenzyme Q10 and I take astaxanthin and I take a lot of fat soluble nutrients, I take it with whole milk or organic whole milk. Organic whole milk.
Well,
Oh, quercetin. You know that one of the top nutritionists in the world told me that is the best supplement for allergies, and including sinusitis. And yeah, that is excellent, and also it's actually a wonderful supplement, really. A lung transplant plant? Yeah, what? You imagine it? Well, they're growing organs in a lab, but I think you have to be rich to afford it right now. But they'll take your DNA, then you don't have to take anti-rejection drugs. Because if you have an organ transplant, the old-fashioned way, you have to take anti-rejection drug because it's not made, it's somebody else's organ, so um, it's not recognized by your immune system as a part of your body. So your immune system will attack the transplanted kidney or whatever. So,
wow.
so you have to take anti-rejection drug for the rest of your life if you get a transplant. But now they are growing. They'll take your DNA and they will grow you a pair of kidneys in a lab, and it works. Um, some people have received organ transplant from a pig because pigs' organs are very much like a human organ. But then again, you have to take anti-rejection drug. Um, of course, if you're Muslim or Jewish, you can't have a pig organ transplanted in your body because it's not kosher. But
Okay.
well, I would imagine that would be against their law. Where is the loudmouth from the Bronx that sells T-shirts? You mean Paul Anthony Mantia? I think he might be home because it's raining here. He's from the Bronx, but he lives in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn now, in the Russian neighborhood that's near Coney Island. Well, it's Brighton Beach, so he's a short walking distance from the beach. But there's too much riffraff going on over there, man. There's the crime
There
rate.
is a lot of stuff going on down his neck of the woods.
Fucking mayor Eric Adams, he's like David Dinkins. It's like he's letting all the criminals run roughshod, and do whatever they want. This is why you can never have. I mean, I hate to say this because I'm an ultra left winger. You can never have a Democrat mayor of a big city. It doesn't work because in order to deal with the inner city folks, you have to rule with an iron fist, and only a Republican mayor can run a major inner city the right way and deal with all the hooligans and thugs, and that includes New York, Chicago, Los Angeles. The Democrat is too wimpy and pussy to run a major city with all those thugs. You got to have a really tough police commissioner, and you got to rule with an iron.
Like William Bratton.
Yeah, Bill Bratton from when Giuliani.
Ray Kelly.
Right, Ray Kelly. Like when Giuliani was young and his brain cells were firing properly, he had Bill Bratton and Ray Kelly. You get Bloomberg was a good mayor too. You gotta be tough to run a big city. Remember the riots they had in Baltimore? They had the black female mayor. She didn't do shit. She just let them all riot, and
Yep.
turn police cars upside down and loot stores and break windows and steal and loot and set things on fire. She didn't do shit. She could have called the Maryland. She could have called the governor of Maryland and got the Maryland National Guard to come in, which I would have done in a flash. And I would also have the federal marshals come in too for
And
reinforcement.
the state police.
The state police, federal marshals, state national guard, as they say in
Yeah, National Guard.
in Boston, God. And I would have them come in. Nah, they didn't do nothing. Chicago, when they had the Beetlejuice-looking woman, the
The
lesbian.
night Chicago died.
Good
The
night.
night Chicago died.
Good night, Chicago.
Oh my.
Oh my. We have a lot of fun here. We educate you. We advise you. We educate we saturate your pathetic brain cells with knowledge, and we also entertain you. Okay. I never played. You know, I got to the point where I can play any tune on that damn kazoo. I wonder if the guy from Florida smokes weed and drinks every day, the guy with the gold chain and the Bud Light. Oh, you're talking about Ronnie Simpson. Yeah, he was on last night, and well, so was Sid. And Damian Owens, the center Damian.
What about Geordie?
Let me send him the link, because
Geordie from Scotland.
yeah, you see, the thing with Scotland is he's 5 hours ahead of us. Well, he's 4 hours ahead of you. He's 5 hours ahead of me, and I think honestly he just falls asleep. You know, it's so late. Let's see, Geordie. Yeah, that was funny. The night Chicago died. That cracked me up, man. That cracked me up. Somebody asked me if I ate yet. A female. No, I didn't eat yet. I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry. What are you gonna do? You know, they say never eat if you're not hungry. That means your body doesn't require food if you're not hungry. I mean, how could you shouldn't force yourself. It's like, you know, that the old wives' tale when they used to tell you got to drink 8 glasses of water a day. That's bullshit. If you're not thirsty, your body is not requiring water. If you don't have the urge to drink liquid, and you really you don't need it. 8 glasses of water is a hell of a lot of water. You know, and then if you're overly thirsty, that could be a sign of diabetes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Let me see if Jordy's around. Let's see. Jordy. Where the hell are you, Jordy? Oh, there he is. It's Jordy. And see, I with the Sunday show, I can only send the link to people that are into what we're into. What the show is about. I mean, it's open topic talk, but you know, it's sports, nutrition, physical fitness. You know what I mean? Fun and games. It's different than the Saturday show, which is more serious.
Yeah, where's Michael Hall?
Oh, Michael Hilton. Oh,
yeah.
He's Sunday's really. He doesn't go live on Sunday. I don't know. He was on last night though, Michael Hilton.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Um. Let's see. Um. I could send Ron. I could see if Ronald Terrio wants to come on. Ah, it's too late. Too late for Ronald Terrio. Um. Let's see. Well, yeah, I don't know what Ron's doing. Um. Yeah. Yeah. It's a little late. It's a little late to get a bigger panel because if I get these guys on, then the show is going to be much longer than I want it to be. And I want to relax and order some food to be delivered and just watch TV and relax.
Yeah.
I was on for the show last night was like 4 hours. I didn't realize it, but same every Saturday, there's so much action going on with the panelists and the topics. And you know how topics are. One topic flows into the other, flows into
Yep.
the other. Before you know it, the time really goes by
What
fast.
about the fellow from Philadelphia there? What's his name?
Oh, there's your buddy, the girl. Hold on.
Oh, Matsumi?
Philadelphia. Oh, Bart Robinson. Oh, he's with.
No. There's a young fellow. I think it's from either Camden, New Jersey.
Oh, you mean Alex the Beer Master?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, he's spending time with the gang. He's got the guys from New England, from Massachusetts and Rhode Island. They're visiting him, and they're with Bart Robinson. They're all at a beer festival.
Oh boy.
But I don't know, because if it's raining like that here, it might be raining down there too. Because Philly's only 2 hours away. The Kakovich. Okay, let's see. What is the Kakovich doing? Oh, there she is. There she is. They put the tarp on. I guess. She looks pretty good.
Who's that?
The Kakovich.
Oh, Marakovitz?
Yankees lead Tigers 5-2 in the 8th inning.
Yeah.
Game currently in rain delay.
Yeah.
Delay. So that means if it goes down to a drizzle or if it stops, they'll take the tarp off and they'll finish the game. I mean,
Yeah.
it's only 8. It's 8th inning. It's almost over. Yeah.
Oh, you just showed a picture. Show her again. Show again.
The Kakovich.
I want to see her.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Very nice.
What happened? Where is she? Yeah.
Oh, there you go. In the red shirt, the red sweater.
So, Sid, what's going on? How's your Sunday going? How's your weekend going? What's happening? Tell me more about your friend that went to Thailand.
Beautiful. There she is.
All right.
Nice.
That's a nice smile, too.
She likes to go into men's locker rooms.
Yikes.
Smell the jocks.
You mean she actually enters the locker room?
Oh, yeah. Remember she got splashed?
I wouldn't cut. She did? Oh.
She got drenched.
So the guys were walking around naked.
They put beer all over her head.
Oh, that. I thought they hit it with.
You remember that?
Yeah, I wouldn't cover up with a towel. I mean, hey, you want to enter a professional athlete's locker room where there's showers going on and stuff? I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna change my habits because a woman walks in. You know, let the schlong swing. El Schlongo. El Schlong will travel. Anyway, she's doing a lot of talking.
Yeah.
Uh,
She's earning her keep.
she's earning her keep. Plus, they probably figure, a lot of people like to see her.
Oh yeah. She's
So,
eye candy.
So yeah,
They won't switch the channel.
eye candy. Could you imagine if she showed cleavage with her outfit?
Oh. Amazing.
Yeah. Well, they don't do that. They only do that with the weather girls on the Spanish channels. They wear hoochie clothes and they show a lot of cleavage.
Hoochie.
And also car dealer commercials on the
Mhm.
Latin stations when they're advertising for a car dealer. They have some girl jumping up and down with her breasts bouncing.
Such a deal. Such a deal.
Such a deal. Such a deal. And then you have a disclaimer that you can't even read. Remember there was an episode of The Twilight Zone, and it was a car dealer named
I remember that one.
Harry Honeycutt, and he couldn't tell the truth. He was a bullshit artist, and
he couldn't tell a lie.
And the guy, well, that's what happened. The curse forced him to tell the truth later on. So what happened was he was showing someone a car, and he says, "This is an old junk jalopy." He says, "It's not an old. This car is not old. It has character." It has character.
There was a young couple too that was buying the car.
Yeah. So when Jim Carrey did that movie called Liar Liar, when he played a lawyer,
yeah,
and the kid, his son was always disappointed because he would promise that he would show up for his son's little league game, this and that, and he was a typical lawyer, and he never showed up, and his son was depressed about it. So he had a birthday. I think it was a birthday, and his wish when he blew out the candle was that his father would always tell the truth.
Right.
He would never lie. So what happened was, after that, as a lawyer, he couldn't tell a lie. And they probably got that from the Twilight Zone episode.
It's so funny that friggin'.
So he went. He was in an elevator, and there was this really hot girl with big breasts, and she goes, "I can't believe it. Everybody in this building is so nice to me." So Jim Carrey says, "Yeah, that's because you have big breasts."
Yeah.
That's why
He
everybody
walks out there with a black eye.
Yeah, she got mad. Well, it was true. Well, you are very close to start percolating soon.
Yeah.
Because are you going to the gymnasium today?
Yes.
And I forgot to ask you, how has your past week workout been?
Very good. It was busy as heck. I got a new employee, so I'm trying to train him.
You're acclimating the new employee.
Yeah.
How long has the new employee been with you so far?
Since Wednesday. He's very, very good. Very, very smart.
And learns fast?
Yeah.
Good. I hope it works out, and I hope that the person will not be confrontational like the other one.
Yeah, no, he won't.
And that's good. That's good. Very good. And it's better for you guys because he'll be a big help.
Yeah.
And pending on the circumstances you're going through now, you may or may not be able to attend the vintage strength game event. Right now, it's pending.
No, it isn't pending. It's not going to happen because I'd have to book a flight and it's going to be too expensive. I still got to train this guy, and I got a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff going on.
So
Well,
that's the way it is. What the hell's my pen?
now what you should do is you're going to get to the point where I think right now you're qualified to have your own Akara and to have students that pay you.
Yeah, I'm too busy for that stuff, James.
You mean to have clients?
Yeah,
Yeah, because you have to take care. You and Mike, you have to take care of the house.
exactly.
You know.
I'm just too busy with this work, taking care of my wife, all these things. So
Yeah, and training this guy. Well, anyway, let me pipe you off the ship. And it was invigorating and a pleasure as always having you on the show. The Sunday edition. I'm happy it all worked out with your schedule.
So hopefully we'll see Meredith's maracas later on today if the rain
Yes,
lets up.
Meredith Marakovich Alakakovich.
I see ya.
All right, my friend. All right, you have a good one. I'll talk to you. All right, that was great. That was great. Let's see. Where am I going to go to? Well, we're going to do a little. We'll do a little red pill. All right, we're going to do a little male rights activist red pill advice here.
I said it before, and I'm going to say it again. I hate men. I hate them all. Nobody has proven me wrong on this theory. They're either assholes out the womb, or they become assholes over time through experience. I hate them all.
You know the reason why you hate all men is because you don't know how to recognize a good one. You have bad judgment. If you were better at discerning which men were high quality and which men were scumbags, then you would only spend your time with high quality men and thus your opinion would be positive. But you can't tell the difference. And that's why you've had bad experiences, and that's the reason why you hate men. This one's on you, and I'm not singling you out. Women, on the whole, are really bad at judging the quality of men. Women can't tell which men are decent and which ones are awful. Even when they collectively team up and pool their data, they still get it wrong, and that's why they end up bitter and resentful.
What do you think the issue is with men nowadays?
Men are heads.
The one thing I have is every man I've ever been with has cheated on me. Every man has been a selfish piece of and honest. Yeah,
I have an issue with men when they breathe, talk, blink, eat, and that's all.
Yeah.
Let me say it again. Women are bad at judging the quality of men. That's why they spend so much time with scumbags. Many women are specifically attracted to scumbags. And so there should be no surprise when they end up hateful. These women think that they're complaining about men, but in actuality, they're just confessing how bad their judgment is. There is a way to prevent this, and you're going to hear the solution at the end of this next clip.
Who has easier lives, men or women?
Men.
Why do you say men?
Because men suck.
Men suck?
Yeah, so they just have an easier life. You guys just have shitty personalities. You guys just suck.
We all have shitty personalities?
Yes.
How does that give us an easier life though?
Because it just does.
Isn't that kind of sexist?
No.
Would it be racist if I said black people have shitty personalities?
Yeah.
So wouldn't it make you sexist if you say men have shitty personalities?
Okay, but you can't tell me you've met a man that has an okay personality. That's is it a shitty person?
Do you have a father?
That I haven't seen in 3 years.
That explains a lot.
It's sad, but that's the answer. She hates men because she hasn't seen her father in 3 years. Of course, that's a big contributing factor. Her father has abandoned her, and now she's projecting a lot of that anger onto all men. But her father's absence is also contributing towards her bitter, hateful attitude in a way that a lot of people are too scared to talk about because it's very politically incorrect. What I'm talking about is the role that an authoritative man plays in vetting a woman's potential relationships. Because as it turns out, women have this absolutely terrible judgment when it comes to discerning a man's quality, and so they need a man in her corner. Have you ever seen those reality TV dating shows like The Bachelor or something like that, where you've got a guy dating multiple women, and at some point when you're getting close to the end, there's only a few women left, those women bring him back to her hometown so that he can meet her parents, specifically her father, and then the bachelor and the girl's father, they go into like a private room and they have a chat. That conversation is extremely important, as is the ongoing relationship between a man and his girlfriend's father. There's a couple of reasons for this. Number one is that it's a matter of respect. This man has invested a lot in raising his daughter, and the masculine role that he's played in her life deserves to be acknowledged and shown appreciation for. Another reason is that it's essential to communicate to any new boyfriend that this woman has a strong masculine figure in her corner. It lets the boyfriend know that he needs to treat her right or potentially face his wrath. We certainly saw some examples of that in my course. But the last absolutely crucial role that dad plays is in determining the quality of the man that's presented to him and then communicating his findings to his daughter.
And the problem with that is all fathers put emphasis on money, on the steady boyfriend's income potential, what he's doing with his life, career-wise, job-wise. Does he have a job? Blah blah blah. You know, that instead of putting emphasis on the compatibility, chemistry, having things in common, you know, the inner character of the boyfriend, what makes him tick. It's right away they go right for, you know, education, career, job, because, you know, the father doesn't want his daughter hitting him up for money for the rest of her life. You know, that's the problem of this guy putting so much importance on having a private conversation, meeting with the father. I disagree with that. But women, this is what women get by being attracted to the bad boy image. They get what they ask for. You know, they have no one else to blame but themselves. But then again, if they had a great male role model growing up, they probably, maybe won't be attracted to the bad boy image.
Women need this. They need men that they can trust to do this for them. Because as I've mentioned, women are not good at determining a man's quality. That's why you hear endless stories of women falling for the wrong man, getting their heart broken by some jerk who they got suckered in by. Oftentimes, they didn't know that he was a jerk at the start of the relationship. They just couldn't tell his true quality. So their dating choices far too emotionally. They want to be rescued. They want to play out, you know, their fantasy from romance novels. They're chasing superficial feelings of excitement instead of looking for real substance. A lot of the times you can't trust a woman's judgment in the dating market because they're hypnotized. They're completely suckered in by the surface level charm and confidence of smooth talking scumbags.
Do you think that women tend to lust after bad boys but want to settle down with nice guys?
Oh, we sure do. I love a bad boy.
What's attractive about a bad boy?
They just have that quality that just is so attractive. You know?
How do bad boys treat women?
Horrible.
So then why would you want to be with a bad boy when they treat you badly?
Because they do other things that the good ones don't.
Like what?
I don't want to go there. We know. We know.
I always find the combination of self-awareness and dysfunction to be comically hilarious.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon, and you should too. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this.
Women who fall for these men are not thinking long term. They're not thinking logically. They're not looking for depth or substance. The whole process is too emotional for them. That's why they need a man in their corner, like their father. Her father isn't going to be all caught up in his feelings and emotions. He's not in love with the boyfriend. He's thinking rationally, and as such, he's able to see things that she isn't. You know the reason why fathers are always suspicious of any teenage boys that come sniffing around their daughters is because he knows what teenage boys are like. He used to be one. Men know men. We understand how other men think. We know what it's like to have that really strong sex drive. We know how ruthless and immoral some men could be, you know, lying and manipulating women just to get sex from them. So if you've got some smooth talking scumbag guy who's like whispering sweet nothings in a girl's ear, you know, getting her all excited, all emotional, he might successfully hoodwink that girl, you know, get her to fall for his confidence, for his shtick. But her father's not going to fall for that. Man to man, he's going to know what's up. He's going to be able to tell his true quality a lot better than she's going to. Now, let me be absolutely clear. I'm not talking here about regressing to some old-fashioned system where fathers pick out husbands for their daughters. What I am saying is that we shouldn't just cast out the wisdom from the past. In addition to a woman consulting her own feelings, her own emotions, her own desires when it comes to who she wants to date and who she wants to marry, it would really, really benefit her if she also listened to the opinions of trusted men in her life. If she wants a quality man who's going to treat her best, then she would do well to consult both of those avenues. Use all that information in combination to make her decision. One of the biggest disasters of absentee fathers is that that's been lost. Not having a dad around is awful for so many reasons, but one of the most important ones from a woman's perspective is losing his input into her dating life. Women who don't have a strong, trusted man in her corner much more vulnerable to predatory behavior from unsavory men. I'm sad to say, but in this instance, Mum is not a good substitute. She's a woman. She's likely to have the same weaknesses in judgment that you do. She's not able to provide a male perspective in the way that a father does. And I'm not shitting on single mothers. That's not my intention. Many of them are doing their best. But sadly, single mothers are known to have some of the worst judgment when it comes to men. Many are hopeless romantics that completely ignore red flags. That's how they ended up single in the first place. They pretended that they were in some love story and ignored the fact that they were being abused or cheated on. Awful stuff that ultimately leads to them being abandoned and single. But her daughter grows up feeling that absence of a father, an absence of a man in her life, and so she grows up with a fantasy of wanting to be rescued. That's already dangerous enough as a mindset, but you combine that with her mother whispering in her ear, "This man is perfect, he's amazing, go with him, this is like a fairy tale." The result is just devastating, and so many single mothers do this to their daughters. Sorry, mums, but you cannot fulfill this role. This is dad's job. And if dad isn't around, then it should be another man. I know I've got father's attention, but any of you guys listening to this who are older brothers to sisters, this is also part of your responsibility. Assuming that you're close to your sister and she trusts you, when the time comes that she introduces her boyfriend to you, that's your time to step up. You need to vet him, do your masculine job, talk to this guy, find out what he's like, what are his values, what are his intentions, and then you need to communicate your findings to your sister. Or this could even be a close female friend. No matter what your relationship is, if you're lucky enough to be considered a strong masculine man, able by one of these women to do that role, then please relish that opportunity. Step up, do your job. And in case the female viewers of my channel are wondering, yes, this absolutely can work in reverse as well. Women can play a very important role in vetting potential girlfriends for a man that they trust and care about. Not so much with mums though. Like historically, we've seen mothers-in-law do not typically have the best relationship with their son's potential girlfriends. History has shown us that too often that dynamic is fraught with jealousy and competitiveness. A lot of mothers hate their daughters-in-law, not because of any rational reason, just because they feel, jealous or put out that their son is moving on and going to another woman. Sorry, I do know that there are exceptions to that, but on the whole, mums are not good at fulfilling that role. But
Oh yeah, he's absolutely right about mothers being jealous of their son's girlfriend or wife. No one is good enough for their son because they do not want to be replaced as the primary focus of female attention. Getting back to the fathers, they just want the best for their daughters. They want to protect their daughters. They want their daughters to be happy. That's all. I can't say that I blame them really,
But as a man, hopefully you have some close female friends you trust. Maybe you're close with your sister. You can benefit from their female perspective. Introduce your new girlfriend to those and then hear their thoughts. As women, they understand other women and they may be able to see or pick up on things that you have overlooked.
that's actually very true. If you have a close relationship with your sister, gentlemen, your sister is a very good judge of, excellent judge of female character. Good morning, Masumi from southeastern Japan, Chiba Prefecture. Good morning and happy Monday to you. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, it is Cinco de Mayo here, and thank you for stopping by, Masumi.
A high-quality woman would love to meet your sister that you're close to. Fantastic. I want to get to know your family. This is a chance for me to demonstrate my quality, a chance for her to show off how much she loves you. Only a low-quality woman would object to such a meeting.
Biggest red flag in a guy?
Somebody that says they work for a tech startup. Someone who loves his sister.
What's wrong with loving your sister?
If you love your sister, that's like a bit too much. Like, why do you love your sister?
Of course, a low-quality woman who wants to manipulate the man that she's with and exploit him is obviously going to be threatened if he has a close relationship with his sister because she's in her way. She's another woman who could potentially smell out her fraud. No, she doesn't want that. He's easier to manipulate if she manages to isolate him, and she is the only woman in his life. The same goes for predatory men. They specifically seek out isolated, lonely women who don't have men in their lives because they're easier to exploit. If she has strong male friends, brothers, fathers in her corner watching her relationship to make sure she's being treated right, then this predatory man's not going to be able to get away with all the scumbag behavior that he wants. Predatory men, they prey on vulnerable women. It's very dark, and predatory women do the same thing. And so let's return to where we started.
I hate men. Like, I hate men. If there's a hate club for men, I want to join it. I want to be in it because I hate men. There's just nothing about them at all that I like.
Well, anybody that has fake eyelashes like that, I wouldn't put too much stock in their opinion. She could practically fly away with those eyelashes.
Hate them.
Do you see why when you hear a woman make a confession like this, it's safe to assume that she does not have men in her life that she can trust? Platonic relationships like a father, a brother, a male friend, someone who's looking out for her not because they want sex from her, but just because they love her. She lacks those relationships, and that's a tragedy because without them, then she has no one to vet the men who are coming into her life through dating. She doesn't have the benefit of their male judgment, and so she's making decisions emotionally. She's falling for scumbag men. She's getting her heart broken, and she ends up in a bed with full makeup on for some reason, but complaining on social media about how much she hates all men. She ends up bitter, hateful, and sexist because the only men that she's encountering are the ones in the dating market who are using her for sex. So men, when you become a father, please keep a close relationship with your daughter right through to adulthood. Your job does not finish when she turns 18. You being there and a close part of her life is going to be absolutely essential to make sure that the next major man that comes into her life is going to be the right one. Show her love. Be somebody that she can trust so that when she's introducing you to potential boyfriends and husbands, you'll be there. You'll be able to sniff out any awful men and let her know. Do not fail at this. She's counting on you. I mentioned earlier that it's a good idea for you as a man to introduce potential girlfriends to women that you trust, close female friends, sisters. But what specifically are they looking for? What is it that a woman can spot inside another woman that you can't? What are the things that a man is typically blind to? That's the topic that's explored in the full version of this video. What you're seeing here on YouTube, this is just a shortened, abridged version. If you want to see...
Okay. Well, he's right, I have to say. Let's see. All right, this is a nutrition-oriented. This will be the last video I'm playing for this Sunday's edition of Open Topic Talk. It is titled, "What if you ate 4 eggs a day with the yolks for 30 days? The Truth About Eggs," Dr. Ekberg. He puts out some excellent, informative videos. Okay, hold on. All right. This might be 20 minutes long, but anyway, it'll be the last one. Okay.
The biggest reason that people avoid eggs, that we've been warned about eggs for the last 50 years, is that people are afraid of the cholesterol and the saturated fat, as if that was going to cause heart disease. It's the exact opposite of what we're being told. Hello, health champions. Today we're going to talk about what would happen if you ate 4 eggs a day with the yolk for 30 days. Well, some people find it shocking that you can eat eggs with the yolk. And then there's another type of person who finds it shocking that you wouldn't eat the egg with the yolk. And I find it amazing that only modern humans could possibly get that confused about food. And this confusion centers around cholesterol, and it goes way, way back to the 1960s and 70s when a guy called Ancel Keys did something called the 7 Countries Study. And in this study, he supposedly found an association between heart disease, cholesterol, and saturated fat. Now, the only problem here is that that was pretty much the only study that this cholesterol and heart hypothesis was based on, and it was a really bad study because this 7 countries study actually initially had data from 22 countries, but there were only 7 countries that fit what Ancel Keys wanted to show. He had this idea that he wanted to prove, but only 7 countries fit the idea that you would have higher cholesterol and higher heart disease. There were 15 countries that didn't. And since those 15 countries would have disproved his idea, then he just threw those 15 countries out and it became the 7 countries study. And these so-called findings became the foundation for the first dietary guidelines. The first time a government tried to tell people how to eat better. And they started telling people that saturated fat and cholesterol was dangerous. You should limit total fat and especially saturated fat. And instead of eating fat, you should increase your carbohydrates. You should eat 45 to 65% of all your calories from carbohydrate. And those guidelines were basically the spark that ignited the worst disease epidemic we have ever seen in the world. And we also have to understand that this study didn't show any causative effect. There was a very, very weak association. So on the one hand, they had saturated fat and cholesterol, which they linked very, very loosely to cardiovascular disease. But ever since then, these guidelines remain in place, despite the fact that for the last 20 years there have been study after study after study that show a completely different picture, namely that there is something called insulin resistance, and that is showing a massive connection and a causative effect. So on the one hand, we have a flimsy association that is still the foundation for the guidelines in place. And there's hints of wanting to change these guidelines, but 50 years later, they're still in effect. When we have proof, we have solid evidence that it all comes down to insulin resistance, or not all, but 90% of it comes down to insulin resistance, which is associated with high sugar and high carbohydrate consumption. And I wanted to cover that in some detail because the fear of fat and the fear of cholesterol is the number one reason that keeps people from enjoying one of the best foods in the world. So let's talk about some of the nutrients in eggs. So vitamin B1, for example, the egg yolk has 10% of the daily allowance in 4 egg yolks. I'm going to look at egg yolk and egg white separately because so many people throw away the yolk that we want to understand what the difference is and what we're getting if we eat the whole egg. Vitamin B2, we get 28%. Vitamin B5, we get 41%. Vitamin B6, 14%. And folate, which is hugely important for all sorts of degenerative disease, we get 25% in the egg yolk. Vitamin B12, we get 55%. Vitamin D, 18%. And something called choline, that is a critical nutrient to start burning fat and reversing a fatty liver, for example. We have 101% of the choline we need per day in 4 egg yolks. And the egg white has its place, but in terms of the nutrients we're talking about, it doesn't have a whole lot to offer. So we get 0% B1, we get 45% B2, that's excellent. We get 5% B5, 0% of the B6, we get 1% of the folate, 5% from the B12, we get 0 vitamin D and 0 choline. But now we want to compare because the whole idea is to eat the egg as a unit. That's how nature packaged it. So now if we add this up, we see from the whole egg, vitamin B1, we get 10%, vitamin B2, we get 73%, which is super. B5, we get 46%. B6, we have 14%. Folate, we get 26%. Vitamin B12, 60%. Vitamin D, 18%. And choline, of course, over 100% of the daily value. But eggs also have other nutrients such as minerals, and zinc is one of the prominent one, where the egg yolk will have 14%, the white will have nothing. So we eat the whole egg, we eat 4 eggs, we get 14% of the zinc. But it also contributes significantly to calcium, iron, copper, iodine, magnesium, and phosphorus. The most important fatty acid, the fish oil, omega-3 fatty acid for the brain, is called DHA. And 4 egg yolks will contain 78 milligrams, which could be as much as 65% of the daily allowance. The white contributes none of that. And I put a little asterisk at the 65 there because there are no official recommendations for DHA. There's some very loose general recommendations that you need about 200 to 500 milligrams of EPA and DHA combined. But as far as the brain goes and as far as how deficient people are in DHA, I believe we need much more than that. Nevertheless, egg yolk contributes significantly to that. And then we have a group of nutrients classified as antioxidants. So vitamin A is one of those. The yolk has 29%. The egg white has nothing. And vitamin E, an egg yolk will have 12% of the daily allowance. Now, that is only one of the types of vitamin E. It's called alpha tocopherol. And there's 8 different types of vitamin E total. And the egg contains all of them in varying amounts. So the actual usable amount is a lot more than just the 12%. And the egg white, again, contributes nothing in that regard because these are fat soluble and the egg white doesn't have any fat. Another important antioxidant is called selenium. And here the egg yolk contributes 69% and the egg white now has a substantial amount at 48%. So we get a whole 117% of the daily allowance. We get all of our selenium requirement in just 4 eggs. And then there's some additional very important antioxidants called lutein, which is recognized for its contribution to eye health and to prevent degeneration of the eye. And also something called zeaxanthin, which is another important antioxidant. Plus, of course, beta-carotene, which can become more vitamin A. And this is another antioxidant that also contributes to the yellow color. So you can get an indication of how much beta-carotene is in there from how rich the color of the egg yolk is. So very healthy pastured eggs will typically have a richer color. Now, unfortunately, the cheating manufacturers catch on to this in a hurry. So now sometimes on the really cheap eggs, they start adding color to the feed. So that's not a guarantee that you're going to get beta carotene just because it's a deep orange color to it. And we're going to go over even more nutrients that are in eggs. But I want to point out here that the biggest reason that people avoid eggs, that we've been warned about eggs for the last 50 years, is that people are afraid of the cholesterol and the saturated fat as if that was going to cause heart disease, when in fact, all the nutrients we have covered so far are actually beneficial in that they help reverse non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which is associated with insulin resistance and part of the cause for heart disease. These nutrients help reduce metabolic disease. They help reduce inflammation. They help reduce oxidative stress that causes heart disease. So all in all these nutrients that we're talking about plays a pivotal role in actually reducing heart disease. So again, it's the exact opposite of what we're being told. Eggs are also known for being rich in protein and for containing a lot of essential amino acids. And the essential amino acids are the ones that we have to obtain from food. We cannot make them from anything else. And essential means necessary for life. And eggs are very rich in the 9 different essential amino acids. So when it comes to protein as a whole, 4 egg yolks would contain about 22% of the protein that we need. And egg whites would contain about 29%. So in 4 eggs, if you eat the whole thing, you would get 51% of the protein you need. And I put a little asterisk here because I think that's really on the low end. I think you probably need at least 50% more protein than that, and maybe even double. That's just to sort of avoid deficiency. But nevertheless, eggs are very rich in protein for the little amount of food that you eat. And the first essential amino acid is called histidine. The egg yolk contains 25%. The white contains 34% for a total of 59%. Then we have isoleucine, 38% plus 56% is a whole 94% of our daily requirement. Leucine, 28% plus 39% is a total of 67%. Methionine is super important because it is one of the amino acids that become glutathione, which is the body's main antioxidant. It's like a cleanup crew for the body. The egg white contains 34%, so the total would be 51%. Then we have something called phenylalanine, 34% in the yolk and 56% in the egg white for a total of 90%. We have lysine, 27% plus 34% is 61% of our daily total. Threonine, 29 plus 36 for a total of 65. And then there's also tryptophan with 29 plus 40 for a total of 69. And we have valine, 33 plus 55 for 88 8%. So you can see that the amount of protein and essential amino acids in eggs is very substantial, and that's why they call it a complete food, a complete protein, unlike many other plant foods. And it's not that we should eat one or the other, we need to eat both. But here's how it works with protein, that if you look at the eggs and we see this is how much the total amount of protein is, a little more than 50% if we go by the very low standards. Then we look at all the other amino acids, we see that there are different amounts, different combinations of all the different amino acids, and some have a lot more from the white and some have a little less and so forth. But when we eat protein, we ingest it, we break it down into amino acids, and then we absorb it in the bloodstream, and then we reassemble these amino acids into body parts. So the protein that we eat can do one of two things, protein, and one is to become tissue. And sometimes there's some hormones that are based on amino acids, but basically the purpose of protein is to make muscles, to make skin, to make bones, etc. And the other part, whatever we can't combine, becomes energy. So the better the protein value, the closer these amino acids are in balance, in combination to our own body tissue, the more of that we can use to become tissue, a greater percentage we can use. So for plants, for example, typically we can make about 17% tissue from plant proteins, and the rest, which is about 83%, becomes energy, because the combination, the mix of amino acids doesn't fit very closely to what our bodies are made of. And very interestingly, if you eat the egg white alone, even though the egg white has more protein total than the egg yolk, you still only utilize about 17% of the protein in that egg white to become body tissue, because it doesn't match our bodies very well. When you eat meat, you get about 30% of the protein becomes body tissue, 70% becomes energy. And the way they figure this out is they feed people 100 grams or something of a certain type of protein, and then they measure how much comes out as blood urea nitrogen. Because if you make tissue from it, then it's not going to turn into energy. If it turns into energy, now we make glucose, and the leftover when we make glucose is called nitrogen, and that ends up in the blood as blood urea nitrogen. So now they can measure and see how much became body tissue and how much became energy. So for egg white, it's only 17%, but when you eat the egg white and the egg yolk together, now you get 49%, which is the highest that we know of any food other than mother's milk. So basically 50-50, and that's the best food that we have access to. But then just as important, we also have to talk about the quality of these eggs. We have to compare what do you get for eggs when you buy $2 a dozen versus $8 a dozen. Because it does make a difference. If you eat 4 eggs a day, then that would put you at 67 cents for a serving if you buy the cheap eggs, and it would put you at $2.67 if you buy the expensive ones. So yes, there's absolutely a difference, but we got to put this in perspective that for $2 and some change, you're getting some really good quality food. If you compare that with some of these luxury coffee drinks, cappuccino and frappuccino, they're up to $5, $6, $7, and you're getting basically nothing but some caffeine and sugar and a tasty treat. If you go to a fast food restaurant today, they've gotten so expensive, it's hard to find a fast food meal under $10. Not that I would do that. I went and looked it up. So even if you buy the most expensive eggs, I feel you're still getting a deal for a lot of high quality nutrients. And if you buy the pasture, if we compare the more expensive ones, now they've done some studies on this, and when it comes to the omega-3s, this DHA we talked about, they can have typically twice as much DHA in the pasture raised, which means that the hens, the chickens, basically go outside most of their life. They come in at night, but they have access to the outside. They eat a natural diet. They run around in the sunshine. They eat bugs and worms and grass, and they get a little bit of supplemental feed. Now, when it comes to vitamin E, they can have 3 to 4 times as much. When it comes to vitamin D, typically 4 times as much if they run around in the sun and make some vitamin D. Vitamin A could be twice as much, and then these other antioxidants that we talked about, the lutein, zeaxanthin, are going to be much higher. The beta carotene is going to be much higher. And then we also have to talk about what is the color, the texture, the creaminess, and the flavor. And in my opinion, there's just no comparison whatsoever. If I cook scrambled eggs at home, it is a creamy, rich yellow. It's one of the most wonderful things you can eat. And if I'm at a hotel buffet and they serve me that light, pale, rubbery stuff that bounces off your plate, I don't even eat it. There's just no point. So the quality of the experience is just so much better if you get the real eggs. So what happens if you eat 4 eggs with the yolk every day for 30 days is that you get amazing food value for $2 and change. And if you eat 4 eggs of the cheap and cage-fed and mass-produced eggs, in my opinion, I believe that you're losing at least 40 to 60% of the food value, of the nutrient value. It would still be better than toast. It would still be better than a lot of processed foods, but you're not getting nearly the benefits of a real pastured egg. And then if you're going to cut out the egg yolk and just eat the egg whites, I would pretty much say, why bother? You're not really getting anything that you're looking for except a little substance to be filling temporarily. And if you do it in a restaurant, they're probably going to cook this in seed oil that is high in omega-6s and actually cause inflammation and contributes to insulin resistance and heart disease. So we've gone full circle here. We have people avoiding eggs because they have cholesterol and they believe that it's going to cause heart disease when in fact the opposite is true. The yolk contains the nutrients to keep you healthy, and instead they eat the part of the egg that is almost useless and they cook it in something that will contribute to heart disease. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love that one. And if you truly want to master health by understanding how the body really works, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, and turn on all the notifications so you never miss a life-saving video.
All right. I love his videos, and I personally buy the pasture-raised chicken eggs, pasture-raised hens, not cage-free. That doesn't mean anything. That just means they can go outside the cage for like a couple feet or so and then go back in. It doesn't mean a damn thing. You want the pasture-raised eggs, and the price I pay is not that bad. The store that I've been going to, named Acme, has pasture-raised eggs for like around $6 a dozen. That's not bad. And if I'm at the other supermarket, they have Eggland's Best, which is not bad. Quality's not bad, but their pasture-raised eggs are expensive. They're pretty expensive. Yeah, I mean, $8, $9 a dozen, but you know, $6 a dozen for pasture-raised eggs is not bad. Hello, my friend, Western Mike. Happy Sunday. Happy Cinco de Mayo. This is an outstanding day for you to eat lots of good Mexican food. Howdy doody buckaroony. Yeah, pasture-raised eggs. That was a great video on eggs. Yeah, vitamin D is very important, especially vitamin D3, the sunshine vitamin. But since you're a big fan of eggs, if you ate, like Dr. Ekberg says, if you ate like 4 eggs a day and you got pasture-raised eggs, you're getting lots of vitamin D and vitamin A and a ton of vitamins and minerals. And I mean a good quality pasture-raised egg is a nutritional superfood in itself, But anyway, better late than never. You caught me at the tail end of my Sunday edition of Open Topic Talk. And I'm going to close out the show and decide what I'm going to order, either Chinese food or a big calzone. But I had Mexican food yesterday because the owner of the takeout says they're going to be extremely busy today. When they're extremely busy, their food preparation tends to be too fast. I like to go when it's not busy. This way, they make it nice, and they did. You saw me. I was just finishing up those spicy pork quesadillas on your show yesterday. So today I'm gonna, it's raining all day, by the way, all day and all night. So I'm not leaving the house. Would have eggs as a burrito once a week, but otherwise we just have a green smoothie. Yeah, scrambled egg, hot and spicy, well-seasoned scrambled eggs with cheese in a large flour tortilla folded into a burrito is an outstanding breakfast. It is super tasty and a very easy, convenient way to eat the eggs. But definitely put cheese in the scrambled eggs and put some of that hot sauce that you like and put it in a big flour tortilla. At Trader Joe's has the best tasting, in my opinion, flour tortillas and corn tortillas. Nobody comes close to the natural ingredients and flavor of the Trader Joe tortillas, you could use the flour tortilla as a wrap. Like let's say you want to make some sort of a sandwich and you don't want to use Dave's Killer Bread or anything, and you want to use the flour tortilla, so you can use it as a wrap. Yeah, green smoothie. Well, the green smoothie, you can take your green juice and you can put it in the blender. After you juice, you put it in the blender. You can add milk of your choice. I use organic milk, or you can use almond milk or whatever, oat milk, and put a frozen banana in there. And bananas freeze very well, by the way. Peel them and put them all in a 1 gallon Ziploc freezer bag. And you can use that for the smoothie. Put the frozen banana in there with the green juice, with the milk of your choice. If the banana if you freeze it when it's completely yellow, there should be enough sugar in there to sweeten the smoothie. And you can have yourself a nice frozen fruit smoothie. And you can also, if it's not expensive, you can get some frozen blueberries or red raspberries. And you can also add that to the blender for your super nutritious smoothie. Anyway, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Commodore Jeff Zambello. Thank you, Sid Ragentooth. Thank you, Masumi from Japan. Thank you, Western Mike, for joining me for the special Sunday edition of Open Topic Talk. Enjoy the rest of the Sunday. Have a great new week coming up. Be safe, be healthy, and I'll see you, God willing, I'll see you next weekend. Unless I'm away. But I don't know yet.